apparently, it wasn't just the Yorkshire Ripper's own mother that loved the socks off of this evil dude. Um, Apparently he caught the eye of a gangster as well, if you know what I mean. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another edition of the Daily Nerd, where I break down today's true crime story that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, when I saw this article, I was like, yeah, what? Yes, there was an infamous freaking gangster. You will have heard of him before, I'm sure of it, that literally flirted, attracted to, wanted to get with Peter Sutcliffe, aka the Yorkshire Ripper. And if you don't know who the Yorkshire Ripper is, I'm gonna put a card right here at the top corner of this screen where I'm pointing. I did a video on the Yorkshire Ripper in my series Britain's Most Evil. Outlines exactly why he is Britain's most evil and will rot in hell forever and ever and ever and ever. Before we jump into today's topic, though, if you haven't done so already and you love your crime news on the daily, make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. So that subscribe button down below, smash the hell out of that. Like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And let's jump into it, shall we? So this article in particular is from The Mirror. And yeah, we're talking about Ronnie Kray, the one half of the infamous Kray twins. Yes, anyone out there knows their crime history, you will definitely know about the Kray twins. They meant freaking business. But damn, did they bring fear to the streets of London. Now, what the deuce happened between freaking Ronnie Kray and the Yorkshire Ripper, aka Peter Sutcliffe? Well, Ronnie Kray made advances towards Peter Sutcliffe, allegedly. Yorkshire Ripper, though, was threatened by Ronnie Kray afterwards. Why? Let's find out. So, this all happened when they were in jail together. Now, Sutcliffe had actually described how Ronnie Kray tried to flirt with him by letter to a friend 6 months before his death. Now, at the time, the pair were both held at a high security psychiatric hospital in Broadmoor in the early 1990s. Now, that kind of hospital means it's jail, it's prison, but for like the criminally insane. So they get, I mean, in this day and age, it would be like Xboxes, PlayStations, they get babied, they get looked after. It's prison, but in my opinion, it's not prison. Do you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, prison should mean prison, right? Rot. But yeah, my opinion, conspiracy theory, when they're sent to Broadmoor, it's not a prison sentence. It's not punishment at all. Now, Kray, just to give you a little bit of background here, for those that don't know, the Kray twins, you've got Reggie and you've got Ronnie. Now, they were evil. They ended people's lives. They committed armed robbery, arson, ran protection rackets, but they also mixed with the big name celebrities back in the 1960s. They were in the circle of major influence. Now, Ronnie Kray, he passed away a fair few years ago now, back in 95, age 61. Sutcliffe, more recently, passed away due to the Bud Light situation and heart disease in November 2020, age 74. And they both can now rot in hell forever and ever and ever. Here are a picture of the Kray twins themselves. Here is Reggie on the right, and here is Mr. Ronnie Kray on the left, the one that wrote the letters, basically trying to pull the Yorkshire Ripper. Yeah, be like, I'm attracted to you. You want to be attracted to me? Yes. Now, let me put this out there before we go any further. Love is love, right? Be free to love who you want to love, right? Be free to identify how you want to identify. Okay, I'm all about freedom. I'm just going to put that out there. I just find it quite immense that the likes of Ronnie Kray himself would want to make advances to the Yorkshire Ripper Peter Sutcliffe. You can't make this shiz up, really. It's nuts with a capital N, guys. It really, really is. Now, apparently, in one letter, Ronnie wrote, I did not give Ronnie a beating, although I did threaten him when he tried to make advances on me. So this is what Peter Sutcliffe wrote. In another, he spoke of his mum. He said, my mum died of a massive heart attack on 8th of November 1978 before my arrest, so she never knew about my mission, etc. Now, just shortly before his death, the Yorkshire Ripper was kept in chains. Hell yeah, because it was only a couple of years before he passed away that he was actually taken out of Broadmoor and transferred to a normal freaking prison, which he should have been transferred to in the first place, right at the start of the sentence. But that's by the by, right? And he wasn't allowed to call his wife, which an ombudsman report revealed earlier this year. So I'm just like, how? I am flabbergasted at the news that Ronnie Kray would think, do you know what? That Yorkshire Ripper dude, I wouldn't say no. Now, again, be attracted to who you want to be attracted to. Don't get me wrong. Again, love is love. Don't get it freaking twisted here, guys. But one infamous freaking gangster from the 60s, evil gangster, wants to hook up with an equally infamous, evil serial killer from the 70s stroke 80s. Like, you really couldn't make this shiz up. Like, I think about it and I think, do you know what? Even though that's allegedly real life, because this is what the Yorkshire Ripper has told a friend, right? In letters that Ronnie Kray made advances. Like, you gotta think, as a movie, I'm getting my geek on a little bit here, my movie geek on a little bit, but as a movie, I'd want to watch that. It will be fascinating just to see how an infamous, evil, murdering psychopath gangster would make advances to an equally infamous psychopath serial killer. Like, what would the dynamics be like? What would they say? What would they do? Well, if they got together, we know that. And again, love is love, fair enough, right? But it fascinates me if that kind of relationship actually happened and the lead up to that as well, like the courtship. It would be some kind of twisted, like, reality show, freaking movie situation, right? But do you see where I'm coming from? Like, I'm kind of like a little bit of word vomit right now because it's literally what's in my head is coming out of my gob, right? So enjoy those word vomit juices. But I saw this article and I just think, do you know what? I need to talk about this because that kind of dynamic would be fascinating to see how that would unfold and the courtship leading up to that. You know? How does a gangster murdering serial murder psychopath try and make advances to an equally evil serial killer murdering psychopath? It's just, do you see where I'm coming from, right? I would be absolutely fascinated to see Ronnie Kray's letters, the advances, what he said, what he tried to do, all that lot. Do you know what I mean? But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, as well, if you haven't done so already and you love your true crime on the daily, this is the channel where it's at, guys. Make sure you subscribe, smash the hell out of that button, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until the next time, you guys, laters.